What's good, fam? All right, all right. It is December 6th, 2021. I'm your host, Duane Cofield. This is Drug Dealers to Businessmen, the weekly tap in, and I'm tapping in. What's good, fam? Make sure you guys let me know where y'all tapping in from. What's going on, Samuel? What's up, Sid? Everybody's doing good? Beautiful, beautiful. We got some good stuff to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. Wait for a few more people to chime in before we get started. I'm going to talk to you guys about paid research today. Yes, indeed, we'll be talking about paid research and what are you willing to do? Because I'm about to show better than I can tell. I'm tired of talking. Now I'm about to show, I'm putting some experiments into play, and I want you guys to follow along so that you can see how you can use it to your advantage as well. All right. So shout out to all those listening wherever you're listening in from. We certainly appreciate that. It's at the fight this weekend. Actually, Devontae Davis fight last night. I took my dad and my oldest son. And one of the things I noticed that there's a lot of people there. And I saw all kind of brands. I saw Gucci, Givenchy, or whatever you pronounce this stuff. I saw every brand you could think of. And I'm sitting in there saying to myself, well, what brand am I going to wear? What, all these eyes on, when people are there, everybody's looking at you to see if you're a celebrity, and, you got all these people, and then you're standing in line for your beer or whatever you're getting, got all this attention on you. So I'm like, dude, me being the marketer that I am, I wore my hair shirt. This one, or a version of it right here, right? You can't see it. You probably can't see it from because it's blocking, but I'll show you guys. Yeah. So I wore that. And I was getting attention. There were some of the people that worked there were looking at me. Some of the people online were looking at my shirt. All I know is I was getting impressions. And one of the things that I saw that night or last night was there was a bunch of people paying for a brand and to wear the privilege of that brand. Very few were wearing their own brand. And that was one of the things that I wanted to stress is like, when you build your brand, don't be afraid to wear it, sport it. Whenever an opportunity, there's a camera, there's celebrities, there's people. You got to sport your brand, whatever that is. Get shirts. You can go get a polo shirt. This thing's maybe $10-12. Get somebody to embroider it for another $22, and you're looking like a corporate professional. So this is an easy deal for us, right? This isn't something that's too difficult. And a lot of people won't take that extra step. You're like, well, what's the difference between you and these other companies? Circuit City's out of business, but they had shirts, right? They're still out of business. So who cares, right? If you're weighing yourself, comparing yourself to other companies, like, man, we're not like that. We don't. Yes, you are. You're still in business. That's one thing I'll say. I'll say Circuit City's out of business, but I'm not. Right? So one little tidbit of advice I'm trying to throw out there is hold on. Let's see. All right. One little thing that I'm trying to put out there is for you guys to look for opportunities within, right? And what that means is like, what are you really trying to accomplish? And we're getting down to what we're going to talk about today because we're talking about paid research, right? And what is paid research? Paid research is an opportunity for you to learn an industry, right, from the inside out. Did you know that when you're trying to buy a McDonald's franchise, they make you work in the franchise for 2 years before you're able to buy it? So even if you're balling, even if you got $1 million or whatever the case may be, they still make you go work in there before you could own it. And I wonder why. I sat up there and did all my I said, why would they? And it goes back to the conversation we had about foundation, right? And missing pieces. And one of the things I've always been envious about is people who worked in fast food, because I never worked in fast food. I sold rocks. From the time that you can work in a fast food joint, I got a double up. So I bypassed a lot of that stuff, which had some really, really important details, right? That I can use today. So I'm sitting there saying to myself, I'm like, man, what am I going to do? I said, I need to figure out this fast food business because we have our goal, just kind of putting it out there, is to have a franchise of chicken restaurants, right? This is something I want to do. I want to help my mom with her legacy and, solidify it in that sense. That's the least I can do as a business owner, whatever, entrepreneurial son, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm sitting there saying to myself, I'm like, everybody I talked to, had this experience before they got cracking. And here I am bypassing all this experience. And I'm like, man, I need to learn this stuff. I need to go and I need to figure this stuff out. Times, how a restaurant's set up. What's up, CJ? Um, how it functions, how to schedule people, how many people you need in your restaurant. Like, there's no books. I look for books on this, and they give you all these fictitious, type scenarios and nothing really concrete. So I'm like, what do you do? And I'm like, okay, so McDonald's said you got to go work at a restaurant for 2 years before you own it. Why? So that you know how to run it. Right. So I'm like, okay, so what can I do? Man, your boy is up here filling out chicken restaurant applications. So I look at it like, okay, so you got time, right? You got time during the winter time. This is the slow season for our chicken business. And it's a slow season for my tour business. So you got a little bit of time in between. So what do? You go get somebody to pay you to learn their business from the inside out. So I'm on some espionage, spy type research where I'm coming in. I didn't even, like, when I'm filling out these applications, I don't put in all my information on my degree. I make it look, because I don't want them coming in like, nah, you just in here playing. You about to come try to take jobs. And that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to learn how long you marinate in your chicken. I'm here to learn how many people you have on a day-to-day basis, how much they cost. I'm here to learn how many fryers you have in here. I'm here to learn what items are selling. I'm here to learn how many menu items you have on here. That's what I'm here to do. And you get ready to pay me $12 an hour to learn that stuff from you. So, like, when I told you guys about paid research in the past, like, I talked that one. Now I'm about to go live it. I'm about to show you, and I'm going to document it every day. I'm going to do a little video or something and document the entire process of what I learned and show people that you can go work for somebody, learn an industry for a year or two, come out and own it. Own it. And they'll pay you. People, I ain't taking that. Man, get in the building. Right? It's a big difference for me being a 16-year-old trying to go get some, what? I don't care about work. You know what I'm saying? Than me being a 45-year-old MBA. I'm coming in, I'm micro-analyzing everything. How much you paying for grease, how much the manager makes, how often they're here, right? Who oversees them. I'm learning the hierarchy, the chain of command, the whole nine. And they're paying me $12 an hour to do it. The difference is perspective, right? Most people will go in there and look at it like, man, it's just a job, man. I'm just da. They're training you to take it over. Most people that have started a business come out of that business or come out of that industry and learn some insights, right? Biscuits, learning how to make biscuits on a larger scale. If they have this, I didn't even know corn sold like that. We don't have corn on our menu. Why not? Because we don't have a supplier. But guess who does have a supplier? These cats, right? And if I get in behind the door, I'm going to learn where they're getting their corn from. I'm going to learn where they're getting their French fries from. I'm going to learn where they're getting the ketchup from, hot sauce, everything, breading, marinade. And they're going to pay me. I'm going to keep repeating that. They're going to pay me $12 or whatever an hour to learn how to do this, right? All I got to be is humble. That's it. Go in humble. I don't want to correct the damn thing. I don't want to improve the nothing. I want to clean tables and learn how long this chicken takes to fry. Right? I'm doing that kind of stuff. So I encourage people. I'm like, listen, man, if you really want to learn something, the best way to do is go do it. You got to go check it out and see how you want to run a restaurant. Go feel the energy. How long is there peaks? How much they really making? right? LA's charging 3-4 grand a month for rent. Let me see what the receipts look like. I work the cash register. I know exactly how much we making per hour. What menu items are selling. Like, this is one of my best moves. And I'm not bragging on myself, but it's one of the best moves I made because of the timing, where I am mentally, right? Seeing the bigger picture. Go do this for a year, part-time, hours here, a couple hours here. Man, I can care less about a paycheck. I use that paycheck as a down payment on our first restaurant building and write the story. So I'm trying to tell you guys, you got to write your story. This is a story. This is part of the plan. You know what I'm saying? I told my wife, she looked at me first, and then she just said, "You know what you're doing?" That was it. Cause I just, sometimes you gotta, like, man, you see my track record? You know what I'm saying? Have you seen what I pulled off? This is just part of that process. This is just part of this is chapter 17. The Great Chicken, the Great Chicken Spy Show. That may be chapter 17 in the book. You did? When I went and worked for a chicken restaurant to learn how to do it, and then built one that clowned all of them. Because I'm humbling myself, right? Going from the inside out. And this is the key with us, man. Radio. I learned that. I watched my boy Kevin. He worked at a radio station for so many years, then he went and built his own. Learn from the inside out what equipment I need, how many engineers I need, how many mics I need. He learned all that. I learned production for, like, my intro to my podcast, all that, from working in radio, watching my boy Don Amici, sitting there talking to him, watching him cut commercials between commercials. You feel what I'm saying? And I would see how fast he was. Oh, man, you just got to use this. Watch to learn and hustle. So it's all about exposure. Where are you trying to go? I'm trying to be Colonel Sanders, homie. Period. Not the black one. I'm trying to be that, the only one. And I watch their stories, right? That's where I get my inspiration, when I read a lot of these stories and watch them. And it doesn't matter when, right? What's up, Steven? Appreciate you tapping in, brother. Columbus, Ohio in the building. My Midwest cats always be tapping in. I appreciate that. So if you just tapping in, you catching the tail end of my espionage trip. What I plan on doing. What's up, Tanisha? It's all good. Appreciate y'all tapping in. So I'm going to, any spare time I have now is committed to writing, which is my other thing that I'm doing, more research, because I am moving towards that PhD. So I know I need to get, what's up, all you Tallahassee, all right now? So I know what I got to do for that. So at night, you know what, I've been busting my ass on geometry. Guess who needs geometry help now? My son. You see, this is all divine timing, right? It ain't the stuff that you learning and the stuff you going through. Man, he said you definitely gonna be the chicken plug. They give all the information to the store manager. Nobody's willing to learn it. I'm like, they getting ready to pay me to go learn all this stuff? What? And I'm in there. I done had an application. I've been at churches today. I've been on Popeyes. There's a Popeyes around the corner. All since last week. It just, one of them things that just came to you. Like, God just like, hey man, go do that. You ain't doing nothing. Semester don't start till January. What you doing for the next few weeks? Go slide up in there and learn something about not the chicken recipe, but the chicken business, right? Location, how peak times, down times, all that, brother, all that. Most people say, "Oh man, I ain't got time." Yes, you do. All right, you got time to complain. You got time to dream. You got time to put it in motion. The universe gonna take me. Are you dead serious? Yes, I'm dead serious. Are you really not playing? No, I'm not. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get this. Chain of chicken restaurants in my mom's name to pass down to the kids. Boom. These other businesses will pop just because of the way we do these other ones. So I'm not even worried about that. I'm more concerned with, what else do I need to do? What other steps do I need to take? Because God he'll order them for you. He'll tell you how to get there. But most of the time we ignore the advice. We ignore the nudge, right? Because he gives us that nudge that we just like, oh man, whatever. Nah, when he gave me that nudge, I'm riding past and Every time I'm in Popeye's Chicken, I said, yeah, exactly. Same thing. Every time I go to Popeye's Chicken, I look and I see cats coming out there. And I'm like, I said, I got game. I said, but I don't have what you guys are learning. Right. And I humbled myself. And I said, okay, well, how am I going to get that experience? Because nobody's going to give it to me. And I'm a reader. I'm a voracious reader. So is there a book written for it? Nope. You're going to have to go get you some non-slip shoes and get your ass up in there, homie. You feel what I'm saying? Indeed, Debo. Indeed. You got to go learn the game. You know, other like my other business, tour business, I didn't do it with those. But this one, I want to make bigger. I want to create systems. I was in Popeyes. I saw the way they had these diagrams on there on how to cook the chicken. I'm like, man, I need that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm writing a business plan, and I'm about to go ask somebody for 100 bands or more. And the first thing they're gonna ask me is, "Sir, do you have any experience in this restaurant? Do you?" Yeah, I went, back and worked for a year to learn it from the inside out. In addition to my education or my other experiences, here's my entire package. And it's showing willingness to go work. It's showing willingness to sacrifice. It's showing a willingness to go learn and humble yourself, which most people aren't willing to do, right? Unfortunately. But I just saw some with Jay-Z, and he talked about that. He said most people fall in love with the end result or what happens after, right? But they're not seeing what it takes to get there. So they're not seeing the sacrifice. They talk about Kobe Bryant. Yeah, he put up a 61 or whatever type game or something like that he was talking about. And he was like, but nobody saw the hours of practice it took to get him to that point. And this is the thing. This is the part we need to fall in love with, is the activity, with the practice, right? Perfecting your technique, right? Be willing to go to different places to go learn what you need to learn. Nobody can stop you as long as you set your mind to, man, I'm going doing this. If I wanted to learn Filipino, how to cook limpias, I'll be out right here in Carson, sliding up in there. Hey, man, let me volunteer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes, yeah, we do make it. Yeah, indeed. All facts, D. Make it look easy. But, man, we've been at it for years. Constantly bumping our head, learning new things, expanding our horizons, meeting new people, willing to go back in line, right? It's not always about the boast. Man, I'm about to be coming home with smelling like chicken grease. And I'm studying the work on a PhD, right? Two balancing acts. Where both of them, I have to be humble because the PhDs, these people are damn near brilliant, and they have a certain air about them that lets you know that. And here I am, not too far removed from the streets. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to get my English together. And I got to write papers on people who have been academics their entire lives. So that's a humbling experience in itself. So I'm taking two for the team, right? And the team being my family's legacy. And we have to be willing to take some for the team. We have to be willing to go sacrifice. My wife's going through process to get in nursing school right now. We got a 2, 4, 6 year plan. We saying by the time they're in the first grade, you'll be done. You know what I mean? We putting this stuff, like CJ just said, we putting it in motion. You know what I mean? Exactly. Right. You be able to write a whole employee handbook for your own. Exactly. Which I don't know how to do yet. But when I go there, they're going to be like, okay, well, for your time, we getting ready to compensate you with a couple biscuits, a couple legs and thighs. And here's how we wrote our manual. Oh, word? Can I study this at the house? Snapshot. That's how it happens. Right? Taco Bell, Glenn Bell, he went and learned from McDonald's. Right? Guy from Del Taco learned from him. You got to get inside. That's the one thing I'm learning. You got to get inside. Once you get inside, you can learn everything you want to learn. Right? Just be humble, be helpful. And I already got the skills on my customer service game is immaculate. Right? And they're going to be like, man, you must have been around this kind of stuff. Yeah, well, whatever. I'm here now. And I'm an asset to the company. But more importantly, I'm taking what I need up out of here. That's what I am doing. And this is the key. This is the key to success, like school. Like we got to flip the script, man. I'll be honest with you, like the way they do it in Europe, You got to be an apprentice before you actually go get a job. What's up, fam? You know what I'm saying? Which means you got to go work and learn some stuff before you go back to school. And the reason being is so that you understand why you're there. When we're 17 and 18 years old and we're working a job, we like, man, this job is trash. This job sucks. I come on smelling like pizza every day. Not even knowing, like, if you flipped your perspective, you could be Papa John's 50 franchise owners. They hire from within. You learn all the game from within. It's just a matter of credit and financing. That's it. But the game is inside the building, the processes, the systems, the suppliers. Where you getting these bomb ass buns from? Oh, okay. Like I was on a tour this weekend. I saw Puritan Bakery dropping off fat burger buns, saying we make the best buns in the world or something like that. Take a snapshot. I don't know if we getting ready to start making chicken sandwiches. I'm about to see how many Popeye sells. You dig? Lolo's, watching him, listening to him. He got me so inspired. And the reason being is because he started. He started off in his mom's restaurant, learned the game before he stepped out there and said, I can do it myself. And I tested it. We tested the festivals, and we're still getting into those, but those are summertime and those are one-day events. Me as the person that's going to be leading the vision, what do I need to do in the process? You need to go to school, homie. And ain't no restaurant school and no chicken restaurant school. The best chicken restaurant school is right down the street. And nobody wants to work right now. So I'm like, nobody wants this free game? Nah, man. We'd rather talk mess about it. I'm like, man, they got fryers and batter and all this stuff back here. And they got, yeah, for real. And they paying you to go. Yeah. Like, and y'all still standing here? Yeah. Right? What do we want to learn? Right? Do we want to learn how a gas station is ran? Go get a job at a gas station. You'll see how much you sell. You'll see where the profit centers are. But most of us are just looking at the end result and not paying attention to the actual work. Because the work is where it's the most important. Right? What's going on behind the scenes. I'm telling you, man, this is going to be my best experiment. I promise you that. Best experiment. And I couldn't wait to tell you guys because I've been sitting there saying to myself, like, man, they don't believe me. They're not going to believe me. I got to put this in action. You know what I mean? What CJ say, all the basics, because bank might know you have an employee handbook in order to get a big, yeah. Got to have it all in your business plan. Yep. And I'm going to learn it all. They going to hire me at one of them. I'm not stopping until I get in one. Churches, Popeyes, somebody frying some chicken. Kentucky Fried, I don't care. You're the 45-year-old that wants to work here. Yeah, I'll be the big homie in there. Like, why is he here? Take a picture. I'm going to tell you that right now. Take a picture. Because pretty soon somebody else will. When I'm on the cover of a magazine somewhere talking about this is how I made my chicken business pop, infiltrating theirs and going to learn from someone else. The most successful people. Popeye's got a line around the corner on Sundays. That's important to me. Something that they're doing right. The chicken is good every time we go. Something they're doing right. Go learn from the best. Why not? What else you got to do? Right? What else you got to do? This is free. This is paid research, right? Paid. And what are you willing to do? Right? To get to the goal. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to put forward? Right? What are you willing to do? Most people won't do. I'll do a little something. I'll do whatever it takes, dog. I don't care how people view me. That's not important. That's never paid a bill for me. Like, hey man, they think you dope. Yeah, but it does. I can't send that to nobody. You dig what I'm saying? I can't put that in the mail. I can't email that to somebody and say, hey man, they think I'm dope, man. Can this cover the bill? Nah. So who cares? You feel what I'm saying? You got to be willing to do whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's the motion. It's the intent. That's all that matters. What do you plan on doing? Chicken restaurants. Really? Mm-hmm. See that they profitable and they make cats a lot of money. and I love chicken wings. So I'm passionate about it, right? I've always been fascinated about restaurants, learning about them, quick service, what are they? Quick service, QSR, all the little terms. And the thing about it, I'm gonna tell you how cold God is. God has me teaching to learn all this stuff all over again. It ain't got nothing to do with just me being a teacher and saying, whoa, I'm the guy. Has nothing to do with that. Right? Once you understand God's plan or you start to see his master plan for you, you're like, whoa, this is heavy, right? And the way the methods and the way you put it together is mind blowing. I think I'm teaching and doing all these classes. I'm in retail, I'm in digital, I'm teaching social media, all the things that you need to be successful in business, right? I can write manuals on those classes, consumer behavior, learning about all this stuff and things that may very well help us for our restaurant, doing a lot more research, figuring out what people like, right? Testing my chops in research now, being able to develop survey questions. This will serve me in the restaurant business. So nothing's by accident. Absolutely nothing you go through. I don't care where you at right now in your life. Doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. What matters is how God's going to touch you and bless you for that time. Trust me. It's compensation. He got you. Lessons involved in everything you're going through, even if it seems like a dead-end street. There's lessons involved. Something that you can pull away from that, you can extract out of that and make it to your benefit, right? We've learned that over time. We've evolved as men, as people, and because we've learned, right? We've learned to adapt. It's the ones who haven't adapted who are ones who are falling off and dying. But once you learn how to adapt and adjust, make yourself marketable, right? Because that's one of the things that I'm missing. I hear I got all these degrees. My experience isn't that great. I've started businesses, but I haven't worked for a lot of people. I worked for some radio stations here and there, but I haven't done a lot of restaurant. And I've always envied them. Like, man, you guys know how to do the registers. You know how to quarterback this. You know how to everything. You learn this organization, right? Which I didn't learn. So we talk about the missing pieces, which we talked about 2 episodes ago. This is what I'm doing. I'm not telling you to do something. I'm all I'm doing is talking out loud about what I'm doing, right? Because I've learned in the past advice is subjective, right? It depends. But what I can do is tell you out loud what I'm up to. That you could take notes, you can try some of the stuff, you could see what's applicable. You feel what I'm saying? But it's still subjective. He said, CJ said, definitely about to learn the numbers, where they get the chicken from, how much chicken, sides, or everything. Because, and like you said, with the mindset, because you coming in with a different mindset. Me and the 16-year-old who comes in there and me come in there, we have two completely different objectives. He or she's coming in there because they were hiring down the street. Mom pulled over. This is the easiest thing. And moms like churches as well. You can get some free food, right? So me, I'm coming in from one already as an MBA. So I'm looking at your business differently anyways. But then I'm looking at it from a long-term perspective of how can I build one of these two? It can't be that complicated, right? If it's a credit thing, I can figure that out. Right? If it's a equipment thing, I'm about to learn that. It can't deny me. They can't deny me, dog. They can't. I'm coming in from the bottom. I don't need to come in from the top. I don't need to manage a damn thing. I'm coming in with my pencil sharp, my ears open, and my mouth shut. That's what I'm coming in for. Period. I'm coming in completely different. Because ego with hustler, degree, the business owner. Nah, that don't mean nothing. It don't mean anything. I'm coming in now as a student. She asked me, where you want to work? What do you think? We got a manager, shift man. I want to be at where everybody starts. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. He said, I'll be getting ran out of restaurant kitchen. I'm looking at everything from the spices to yeah, and I'm coming in. About to pay me. I'm coming working part-time. So I'm about to put in. You might have came in late when you caught it, but that's what I'm about to do. Go learn the game from the inside out. I don't need the money. And I don't have to explain that. It doesn't even matter. That's where I'm at. When you that comfortable in your skin and you know what you're doing, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. Who cares? That's catch me in 5 years, my brother. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And if you know me, you know I don't play around, dog. Not like that. If that's what I said, just keep your eyes out. Period. Period. I don't talk that. I ain't a capper. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them cats that gets it done. Period. By any means necessary. And I'm taking the necessary steps now to elevate us as a family. And somebody has to be willing to be that pioneer in the family that goes out there and steps out on a limb, willing to go do the dirty work, willing to go sacrifice themselves, willing to go embarrass themselves to learn how to do something that's going to benefit everybody. I'm going and learning systems. I come in with the objective. You go and learn in systems. You go learn ownership setup. You go learn property setup, parking lots, trash, oil getting rid of all that stuff. And I'm excited. And they can tell I'm excited. Like, I'm not coming in here like this is my 15th job application. No, I'm coming in specifically going, and I'm about to be on Wingstops next. If Popeyes don't hire me and churches don't hire me, I'm going to be in a Wingstop. I'm just telling you. Yeah, no problem. Let me get a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Put me on the squad. Who ain't working, who ain't showing up, I'll take that shift. Because all I look at it is this is time invested. You know what I'm saying? Time invested in learning the systems. And I don't care what anybody says advice-wise. Sometimes you got to rock with what God's telling you. It's not going to make sense to them because it's not for them. It's not going to make sense to he or she because it's not for them. And that's the thing that we need to come to terms with. A lot of times we look for that verification, that validation from people who have nothing to do with our dream. So them validating it, yeah, it's cool, or yeah, it's not cool, doesn't have any effect on your dream. What it does do is it has an effect on your psychology and your psyche about your dream. And that will in turn have an impact on your dream. You're the only one that can control your dream. You and God have total control. It's when we start to let other people into our mindset to where we start to deviate. Say you should bring the bus out on the Grammys February at the crypto rate. I might just do that. We're getting ready to do something for the Super Bowl too. So we're working out here. You know, we're constantly trying to build that brand. We just celebrated our 3rd year being legit in transportation wise on that, even though we've been around since 2017. We're working, man. I'll stay working. I'm gonna work on the weekends. I'm at night on geometry. I'm about to be finished with geometry right now. I'm on prisms and area of prisms. Just got finished with triangles and parallelograms and area and perimeters and now we're multiplying the area and it's just again humbling myself. I'm going back to high school. I'm going back to high school working. I'm going back to high school learning. Right? That's humble. And it has no effect on my ego. That's the crazy part about it. Zero effect on it. None, because I understand where I am. My kids know who I am. My family knows who I am. The community knows who I am. I'm cool. What I am showing everybody is how you can go back and humble yourself, learn an industry, and go build your own too. That's all I'm doing. Trying to give you a roadmap and recipe and evidence. He did it. He did it in the middle of the conversation, man. He was talking about, he said, you know what, man, let me just shut up. Let me go show you better than I can tell you. Because that's the best evidence, right? We always talk about how we can have an impact, how we can change people's lives. The best way to change someone's lives is to change your own. You're the best evidence of success, miracles, possibilities. You're the best evidence of all that. So show it off. Not in the sense of bragging, not in the sense of hubris, but in the sense of, hey, I'm human. You're human. You 2 legs, 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 arms. Opportunity pretty much the same. You dig what I'm saying? For real, you said, I know you're about to change my life at work. Now that's another thing. They'd be like, man, what do you do? I'll be like, man, I got a podcast. No, I'm just playing. I won't even tell them that. I try to stay under the radar, none of that stuff. You feel what I'm saying? But then you'll start to see me like my natural thing is to motivate people, but then I have to realize that everybody's not interested in that. So, hey, what I will focus on is getting this chicken right, learning that, you know what I'm saying? Timing and all that stuff, but mainly scheduling, right? Because in terms of scheduling employees, how many employees do I need to start with? How many employees do I need to open the store? How many employees do I need to close the store? All that stuff. Because I have no idea. And a lot of people don't. And you'll mismanage your personnel. You'll mismanage a lot of things if you don't have that in check. And what I want to do is be hands off with this in terms of not having to be in every store all the time, but open them, put people in, go open another one, put people in, open another one, put people in. That's the goal. You feel what I'm saying? But maintain a brand that focuses on customer service and excellent pieces of chicken. Make sure nobody has a bad attitude. Our chicken is cooked with love. Start to build. Look at what their brand points are, or the differentiating points, and start to build ours. Right? We already have our tagline, "Love in every piece." Trust me, we got our colors. Mom is already a natural, so the brand is already being built. Period. 100%. Now I'm just going in and learn the mechanics. Then that's it. And this isn't something that I plan on doing for a long time, but I'm gonna do it long enough for me to learn it. Period. You know what I'm saying? And I encourage you guys to do the same. Find something that you're really interested in. Find something that you want to do. And what they always ask you to do in college, go shadow somebody for a day if you really want to know how their career works. Well, I'm taking my own damn advice. You dig? And sometimes you do. You can't keep giving advice if you're not putting it in practice yourself. So I'm going to put it in practice 100%. You guys will see it. I will document every day. I'll document when I'm coming out, what I've learned. Man, I just got off fries. Man, I've just been cooking chicken for this amount of time. What I learned is showing you how you can turn this into a university. You can control your own education process. You can do that. And you can pick and choose what you want to learn. That's the beauty in our choice right now, right? We can pick and choose what we want to learn. I can pick and choose this. I'm going to Chicken University for a year. Are you? Yes. Why? To learn. Best Chicken University. They cooking so much chicken down there. You said I started beer products line and dropped the CD with a word. Oh, I heard that. He said for sure. Yeah, you gotta apply your own advice, brothers, sisters. You gotta take your own advice. And that's what I'm doing now. So that's my project. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And I'm going after paid research. They're paying me to go research their company and learn how to build a better one for my family. All righty, that will conclude the weekly tap. Oh, we got a couple books. So again, I'm still reading Will Smith. Very good, very very good. Really encourage you guys to go get the book. It is excellent, man. The brother is transparent, but he's he's talking about a lot of stuff that we probably want to talk about, but aren't comfortable. So he's transparent in that sense. I encourage you to read it. Encourage you. It talks about taking risk and a lot of good things. And he's a mental guy too, so he brings in a lot of that stuff in there. It's not a boring read at all. It's actually very good. But there's a couple of things that I am listening to, so I'll pull it up right now. I got yeah, man, all day, man. Appreciate you listening, Derek. I'll show you guys what I'm listening to in my Audible. So I just bought a couple Audible books. Yeah, man. I'm into the books, yo. This is a real thing with me. I got 2 credits available. Let's see what I got. I just bought one. So let me share this with you guys. All right, let's see. Show that in the stream. Let's go ahead and do it that way. Yes, indeed. All right, can you guys see that? So right now I'm listening to The Magic of Faith. It's really short. That's short. But I just got this one. This is called How to Attract Money. It's short as well. It's not long at all. Joseph Murphy. He also wrote, where is it? The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. So these I'm listening to. It's always good, even though if you may not even be listening to something in the forefront, like really paying attention to it. But it's important that we, like, if we're going to use the analogy about water and plants, that we give our minds the right atmosphere in order to thrive, right? The right conditions in order to thrive. And some of these words that are being said on here and the tape, and you may not pick it up consciously, but your subconscious picks it up. And when it talked about thinking about wealth and how you feel, just a feeling about if you knew you were getting, say, for instance, $1 million, like you knew it was coming, checks coming, they already told you it's being wired, it's going to clear tomorrow. What kind of feeling do you have? Right? It's just warm. I know I'm good. Ain't nothing can stop me type feeling. You know what I'm saying? What am I? I'm about to go Beverly Hills. I'm about to go flip the car. You get a certain warm, like for sure, kind of, I know what's going to pop feeling. And that's what it kind of talks about, that we need to develop that feeling all the time. We need to have that confidence that God is going to deliver, not be impatient with the process. If we know God, who created this earth and given us all this abundance, has the bag, we shouldn't be worried about if or when it's coming. We know it should be coming. So yeah, check out The Magic of Faith, Will Smith. And that will conclude our weekly tap in for this week. I certainly appreciate you guys tapping in. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe on YouTube. Hit the like button on Facebook, or if you're watching this on mine, make sure you like the Drug Dealers to Businessmen Facebook page. We appreciate you guys. Leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you can pick up your podcast. This will be set up for tomorrow. It'll be live on iTunes and whatnot. And I'm tapping out.